Hi again, everyone. Melissa Shalick coming to you again. Happy April Fool's Day. If you happen to be watching this on the day I post it. Otherwise, just pretend it's April Fool's Day. I got some pretty good response to my last mini marine bio lesson, and so I figured everyone's still stuck at home. So how about another marine bio lesson this week? And since it's April Fool's Day, I wanted to have a little fun with it. So we're going to do 2 truths and a lie. So for each species we talk about or group of animal we talk about, I'm going to tell you 3 facts, only 2 of which are true. And your job is to figure out which one is the lie. Don't worry, I will give you the answer. All right, ready? Let's dive on in. And we're going to start off with killer whales. All right, these are one of the most recognizable marine mammals in the world, and so 3 facts about them. Number 1, despite their name, killer whales are actually dolphins. Number 2, unlike most whales and dolphins, killer whales breathe water, not air. Number 3, killer whales have white bellies to help them blend in with the sunlight when they are hunting prey from above. All right, have you figured out the lie? Well, the lie is that killer whales breathe water. Like all whales and dolphins, killer whales are mammals and they need to swim to the surface to breathe air. How'd you do? Did you figure that one out? All right, they're going to get harder. Okay, so animal number 2 is the octopus. Fact number 1, unlike their close relatives, the squid, octopus cannot spray ink. 2, octopus have well-developed eyes. And 3, octopus have 8 tentacles. All right, the lie here is that octopus cannot spray ink. Some octopus species actually do have ink sacs, and they're able to spray ink to confuse predators when they're attacked. The sudden burst of ink may scare or confuse a predator and give the octopus a chance to get away. Our next animal is going to be a pretty cool fish, a flounder. And here's your 3 facts on flounder. In The Little Mermaid, Ariel's best friend is a flounder. Flounder are not born flat, and flounder can be right-handed or left-handed. All right, so the lie here is that Ariel's best friend is a flounder. Even though his name's flounder, that's not his species. There's no real answer on exactly what type of fish he is, but you can tell from his body shape that he's definitely not a flounder. The other 2 facts in here might sound like they're lies, but they're actually true. When flounder are born, they look like other fish, but as they mature, they start to tilt to one side and their bodies flatten out. And the eye that's on the side of their body that's going to become their underside actually moves, and it migrates across their head to be closer to the eye that's going to be on top. And as far as right-handed or left-handed, if you're looking at a flounder from the top and you put both of your thumbs towards their dorsal fin, which is the top fin, whichever one of your hands has fingers pointing towards the flounder's face, that's the hand that the flounder is considered to be. And species will always either turn onto one side or the other, so they're either going to be a right-handed or a left-handed fish. It's pretty cool, huh? I know it sounds like it's not true, but I swear that's not an April Fool's joke. That's really true. So let's move on to the next animal, which we're going to go above the surface for one round, and we're going to talk about alligators. Which one of these is a lie? Number 1, alligators are air-breathing reptiles. Number 2, alligators lay eggs. Or number 3, alligators sit with their mouths open in order to catch passing prey. So the lie here is number 3. You will often see alligators laying out on land with their mouths open, but they're not trying to catch a meal. This behavior is actually called gaping, and since alligators cannot sweat, this behavior of having their mouth open is believed to help them regulate their body temperature when they're out in the sun warming up, sort of like how your dog might pant in the sun. Although some scientists have actually noted that alligators may also do this gaping behavior at night or in cooler weather, so they speculate that there might be a social aspect to it too, but we're not real sure on that. Let's move on to another toothed predator, sharks. These are actually one of my favorite groups of animals. They're really cool. So did you know, number 1, sharks must swim continuously or they will sink. Number 2, sharks are mammals. Number 3, sharks have no bones. All right, so as you know, one of these was a lie. Although sharks may look more like dolphins than their closer relatives of skates and rays, sharks are actually fish. They don't have bones, but instead they have something known as cartilage. So go ahead right now and feel your nose. And you feel how it's kind of strong, almost like bone, but it's more flexible? That's because your nose has cartilage. And for a shark, their entire body is made of cartilage with no bones. Also, unlike a lot of other fish that have oils or gases in their body that help them stay afloat in the water column even if they're not swimming, sharks have to swim in order to create lift and stay afloat. So if they stop swimming, they sink to the sea floor, which is what you'll see them do when they're resting. All right, so that was our 5 questions for today. How'd you do? Hopefully you did well. I am going to finish up with one bonus round, and our creature to discuss in this bonus round is me. So as I've mentioned before, I have a background in marine biology and I used to be a zookeeper. But did you know, number 1, I used to be a dolphin trainer. Number 2, I taught a harbor seal how to recycle. And number 3, I worked at a lobster hatchery caring for over 1,000 baby lobsters. So which one's the lie? All right, so the lie is actually number 1. Although I've had the opportunity to interact with dolphins at SeaWorld's Discovery Cove, I've never actually worked with whales or dolphins. I have trained harbor seals, and I trained one seal, Blue, to retrieve a plastic bottle from his pool and drop it into a recycling bin. I did that as part of a public demonstration to help encourage people to recycle. And as for the 1,000 baby lobsters, well, in college I worked at a lobster hatchery supporting a graduate student's research on lobsters. Now, all those baby lobsters had to be kept separated because lobsters are cannibals, which means they'll eat each other. So I had to individually feed each one every day. And that basically shows you the best and the worst parts of zookeeping. It can be very tedious, like feeding 1,000 baby lobsters, but it can also be a lot of fun, like getting to train harbor seals and to bring education about animals and the environment to the public. So, hopefully, you've learned a little more about marine biology today. Is anybody out there thinking about a career as a marine biologist or a zookeeper? Let me know in the comments below if you are. And hopefully I will be able to keep doing more of these videos. Have a great day.